Till now, we saw how to onboard and enable our partners in VCPP program to go asset light using VMware Cloud on AWS. In this series, we deep dive into understanding pricing, usage of the service calculation, and how it's billed and invoiced. I'm Subha Shankar, and in this session, I will review basic constructs required to understand the pricing and cost calculation. There are two major decisions for a partner that impact pricing. What is the commit contract level? So the commit contract structure we need to understand, and VMware Cloud on AWS pricing structure. So the commit contract structure we went through in previous sessions, but just to recap, a partner must commit to one of the annual MSRP spend, and higher the commit to spend, higher is the discount. The discounts are volume based and it's for minimum for a year and renews automatically. Now the structure is different for new and existing partner, or if you are a current VCPP rental partner. First, you must become a MSP partner before purchasing VMC services. And for a current rental partner, you sign up with an incremental $0 spend. The consumption of MSP services do not count towards the burn down of the rental point commit. However, for a new partner, also for an existing one, you sign up with an annual commit spend to get the volume discount, and no rental points applicable here. Now let's look at the VMware on AWS pricing option. The basis of pricing is MSRP price of the host and the region it's deployed in. You should always find the latest pricing at the VMC pricing sheet. Here we are just summarizing, we'll be summarizing here to apply to our examples. And if you also saw when you deploy an SDDC, you need an AWS account. So any service consumed in the AWS account, for example, S3, will be billed through this Amazon account separately. However, any SDDC consumption will be billed through VMware. And what are the different SDDC consumption is, of course, the base is the host price. Then you have the bandwidth charges and IP charges, which are billed directly to VMware and then passed through as part of your bill for the service monthly. And there are some add-ons which you can select, as HCX is included in the price at this time and SRM may be at additional price. So what are the different types of host pricing? Since host is the very basis, let's understand the host pricing. You have on-demand pricing, reservation pricing, and additional hybrid loyalty program pricing option. So the on-demand pricing is the pay-as-you-go model. It's an hourly rate, and as it states, it's on demand, and you pay only for what you use or consume. Reserved pricing is discounted hourly rate for the number of hosts under the reserve pricing, and is a billing discount applied on the on-demand pricing. So you pay for the instance and you can run 24/7 by 365. On-demand pricing has no term or commitment associated with it. However, a reserve pricing has 1 year or a 3-year commitment option, and longer the commitment, higher is the discount. For on-demand, you have flexibility with no upfront cost. That is, you pay in arrears the next month for the consumption. For reserve pricing, you pay upfront, full upfront the next month. The default pricing is the on-demand pricing. And when you deploy an SDDC, the on-demand pricing starts. The reserve pricing needs to be purchased and can be purchased at any time with its own start and end date. And they do not auto-renew, neither do they co-term, but any number can be purchased. You can have a 1-year term reserve pricing for one host and a 3-year term reserve pricing for 3 hosts. On demand pricing is charged as an overage on a monthly basis, and reserve pricing also appears as overage charges, but we will see how in our when we look at invoices. And as we said before, on demand pricing is billed in arrears the next month. Reserve pricing appears as full upfront payment the next month, and then whether it's for 1 year or 3 year, there is no payment. You can pay even less with an on-prem license if your end customer has on-prem license using the hybrid loyalty program. It's valid only for with a 1 year and a 3 year subscription pricing. It is the savings you can achieve on VMware Cloud on AWS based on licenses you own on-prem, as long as you're active on support and subscription for those licenses. The way it works is that for every 2 CPU licenses that you have on-prem, you get this discount on one host 2 CPU of VMware Cloud on AWS. There are some very basic terms that are explained before going on to detailed sessions of billing. There is a bill date, and the bill date varies for every tenant. Basically, the billing cycle starts the day you set up the tenant org and onboard the service. That is a VMware Cloud on AWS. What is a SID? It will appear in the invoices. That is a service identifier. It is a unique alphanumeric identifier assigned to a customer account for ordering purposes. An on-demand SID is a SID which is created when first SDDC is deployed in the organization for the very first time. And all on-demand usage under that organization, bandwidth charges, IP charges, and another SDDC will appear under this SID. So if all SDDCs are deleted, the usage will stop metering under this SID. But the SID will not be deleted, and it does not have an end date. The term or subscription SID is a SID which is created for every term subscription or the reservation that you have in that organization. Based on whether it is a 1 year or a 3 year term subscription, the end date will vary. Then what's an overage charge? It's a charge that appears every month in your invoice. An underage charge is a charge which is calculated for reaching the annual MSRP spend and will appear only on the 13th month.